What's up, y'all? It's your boy Chris again, and I just want to do another video talking about a topic that I thought about doing, and this one is about us black folks stop saying nigga, because a lot of us say nigga around other races of people like whites and Hispanics and Asians and, Samoans, Indians, whoever y'all want to say. We say nigga around them when we're in our happy days and happy times and we're joking with each other, but we don't realize that other races of people, when we say nigga around them, they pick it up and they think it's cool to say it. And then we get mad when they actually say it to us or around us, or they refer to their own fellow race as a nigga. We get mad at them for that, but it's really our fault. It's really our fault because we say it around them all the time. And another thing, we have a lot of rappers and a lot of hip hop music, rap music, whatever you want to call it. We have a lot of that out right now and in our history period of hip hop. For the last 30 years, ever since hip hop has come out, from the 50 Cents to the Ludacris to the Jay-Z to the Nas to the Tupac Shakur to Notorious B.I.G. to Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, N.W.A., Eazy-E, et cetera, et cetera. We have a lot of rappers out there, old school rappers and new school rappers who use the word nigga all the time to refer to their fellow black men, their fellow black brothers. So we can't get mad at other races of people when we use it all the time. We say nigga too much. We need to stop saying nigga because white folk, when they say it, we want to beat their butt behind it. They want to, we want to beat them up because they said nigga around us, or they refer to us as a nigga, or they call, like I said, or they call their fellow white men or fellow Latino man a nigga in our presence. Then we want to get upset, but we should stop. We should stop saying nigga around them, and I think it won't go away, but it will get a little bit better, and we won't hear it so much from other races of people because other races of people, they don't understand what the word means. They don't understand how painful it has been for our people to be called nigga. They don't understand how painful that word is. They don't understand the history behind it. They don't understand what the white folk were doing to our ancestors, and still to this day, they don't understand what that word does to us and to our ancestry and our people. They don't. Other races don't get it. They don't get it, and I don't think they ever will get it because they're not black. Just like if somebody call a Latino person a spick. Us black people, we ain't gonna get offended by that because we're not Latino unless we're mixed with it. But unless we're mixed with Latino or something like that. But if we're not Latino, we're not going to understand how painful the word spick is. We're not going to. It's not going to hurt us because we're not Latino. We're not Hispanic. So the same thing goes for the Latinos and the whites when they say, nigga, or nigger to us. They'll never understand how painful it is because they're not black. They're not African American. They're not African ancestry. They're not of African ancestry, so they won't understand. They won't understand and feel the pain and the hurt behind the word nigger or nigga. They will never get it, and they never will. So I think it's been our fault as a community, as the black community. It's been our fault when it comes to the rap music and the hip hop. I think it's our fault, period, because we should stop doing that. We should stop saying nigga to each other and just, say something else like that's my brother right there, that's my man, that's my dog. And stop saying, and I'm like, instead of saying nigga, we should say those things: my dog, my brother, my man, and don't say nigga. Because white folk and other races, they hear us saying that and they think it's cool, and they think, okay, if they saying it, okay, why can't we say it? Especially if we're not saying nigger, we're saying nigga, which is, in the old school people, like our grandparents' generation, nigger and nigga is the same thing. Because whenever they hear nigga or nigger, it just takes them back to when they were our age and younger, and what they had to deal with the civil rights movement and white people calling them nigger and making them sit in the back of the bus and making them drink out of, colored water fountains and sitting at colored restaurant tables, and, they had to walk in the back door when they came to work. They couldn't walk through the front door like the white folk, things like that. Whenever they hear nigger or nigga, it just takes them back in time in their mind, and they have to relive all that stuff over and over again whenever they think about it. So nigger and nigga is the same thing to our grandparents' generation, to our grandparents and great uncles and great aunts and whoever. that word is the same to them. So we should stop saying it. And and of course, the the white kids of today, their grandparents teach them, some of them, not all of them, because there are some good white people out there, but some of them do teach their children the racism that that they were putting out to our ancestors and our grandparents back in the day. So they teach their kids to be racist. They teach their kids how to be prejudiced and to hate other races because of the color of their skin, and they teach their kids to do this and do that. So saying nigga, we should stop doing that because we're not making it any better out here when we say that. And then we got the nerve to get upset when another race says it. And another thing I always notice is that whenever, like I'm only 21. I've been graduated from high school ever since 2009. I graduated in '09, and when I was in high school, in my high school, it was nothing but blacks and Latinos. It was just African Americans, Jamaicans, Haitians, and El Salvadorians. People, the Latinos from El Salvador. It was nothing but blacks and Latinos in our school. Just black people and Salvadorians. That's it. And there was a lot of MS-13 and a lot of gangs, so-called gangs. These kids thought they were in real gangs. They weren't in real gangs. They were just trying to be a part of a real gang, and they try to look cool and look like they got something going on with themselves. But they weren't part of no real gang, just to be honest. Because these kids, if they went up against some real, and a lot of them, were a part of the Crips and Bloods and stuff. And I was like, and looking back on it now, I'm like, okay, if those kids really went up against some real Bloods and Crips, they would crumble, they would fall, they would lose, they would get killed because they're not even real gangsters. They're not, and these are the kids I'm talking about, not the real Crips and Bloods. The real Crips and Bloods, they gangsters, they real thugs. But these little kids out here, these young kids in high school who claim to be a Blood and Crip, they ain't no real Blood and Crip, man. They will crumble if they met up with some real Crips and Bloods. Just to be honest, they will lose. They will get killed. They will just be defeated because they're not real gangsters. These little kids out here, they just want to be cool and not realizing what they're putting themselves into, what they're getting into, and they can end up getting killed one day because they're trying to claim a set that they're not really part of, and they don't know the history behind it. But like I was saying, we should stop saying nigga. And another thing that I was trying to say before I just jumped into that whole Crips and Blood thing, I was saying that like when I was back in high school. People used to draw, write on the walls and, scribble things. They would just write on the walls and just scribble things on the wall. And I remember seeing something on the wall, people saying, and I'm assuming that it was some El Salvadorians, the Latinos. I was assuming that they wrote on the wall, it was them writing it, that it said, what it say? It said, me and my niggas. I'm like, okay. Do y'all know what the word nigger or nigga means? Do y'all know that it's a racial slur against African Americans? Do y'all know that? Or do y'all know that but y'all just don't care? Because a lot of people, they know things are racial slurs and racial and just racist stuff, period. But they try to deny it and not care about it. They know it's racist. They know it's a racial thing, but they don't care. And that's another thing. I always notice that people always say my niggas when they use the word nigga as another word or term to refer to a group of dudes. They say, "Oh, that's my niggas right there. That's my niggas." I'm like, no. And a lot of times these people saying my niggas, and these people not even black. These are like Latinos and Asians and whites talking about those my niggas right there. All five of those dudes walking down the street, those are my niggas. But niggas does not mean, the word nigga does not mean a group of dudes. Niggas doesn't mean a group of dudes. It means 5 black dudes walking down the street. Those are my niggas. Because they're niggas, they black. Not because these are 5 dudes walking down the street. Nigga is another term for a group of dudes. No. And I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about because, it's all around us. Look around. Whatever city you live in, you're going to see it at some point and hear it. So, whatever. If y'all don't, know what I'm talking about, whatever. But if you do know what I'm talking about, shout out to you, But, but the main message is we should stop saying nigga. We should stop saying nigga or nigger because it gives other people the right to say it. And then we get upset when they say it. and we look at them like they got three heads on their shoulders because they said the word nigga in front of us. They had the balls to say it, but we the ones that put it out there for them to say it with the music, the rap and hip hop. It's our fault because we put it out there for them to say it. So don't get mad at them when they say it. We should just stop doing it. But that's all I gotta say. Shout out to everybody who watch my videos. Like I said, all y'all who say nigga, stop saying nigga in your personal life, when you're alone at home, when you're out in public, when you're on YouTube making videos, when you're, if you want to be a rapper, stop putting nigga in your lyrics. Just stop saying nigga because it's our fault why other races of people say it all the time. And, it didn't originally start with us, because white folk called us nigger and nigga from the beginning of the time, but as far as us making it an accepted, term or word, we should squash that because it makes us, it makes our culture look bad, it makes our people look bad, it makes our society look bad, and it makes us look stupid, So we should stop that. But one love. Shout out to everybody watching my videos. Keep watching my videos. I'm gonna keep putting videos up. It's getting me doing videos is becoming real addictive now. I'm always doing videos. It's like an addiction. So shout out to everybody who watch my videos, and that's really it. One love.